Hi guys, this is another video. This is the Hkc55 EB from Festool. This is a cordless circular saw. It's bought in a kit. I bought it in a kit. I can't remember whether it came with battery and charger, but it definitely came with this rail, which is one of the reasons why I bought it. Basically, you can set up the saw with a battery. So you've got portability, and then the actual saw fits to the guide rail itself, which basically gives you a portable table saw basically. It was being sold initially as a new idea for roofers to cut battens etc. on a roof or up scaffolding etc. But for me, it's an absolute game changer with some fencing work, because I would take out a DeWalt chop saw, I'd take out the DeWalt legs, the leg kit that allows you to have leg extensions. All of that gear needs to be under a cover, so we have to take out the portable canopy as well if obviously the weather's particularly bad. This thing has just made an absolutely massive difference to the work we do, fencing particularly. Cutting the likes of 3B2 tan, 4B2 tan, and 4B1 gravel boards, etc. And also feather edge, because we do a lot of specialised feather edge work where we're cutting chamfers on the tops, etc. Could also use it for picket fences, basically any detail work. And because it's so light, and obviously you can set all your timber up on on a workbench or legs basically, and then you can just be cutting your timber, so it's basically like a portable cutting station. This guide rail comes in 3 different sizes. It comes in a 250, a 420 and a 670. For me personally, the 250 was too little. It basically refers to the millimeters in the length, so I opted for the 420. And as you can see here, you just undo this guide rail stop basically, and you can adjust it back. Now you've got this, so it starts at 0 degree obviously to get a standard straight cut. You've got all the way up to 60 degrees and all the way back to 60 degrees, so you can basically cut any angles that you want to do and have the portability to be able to do it. It works off the 18 volt 5.2 lithium ion batteries from Festool, which are obviously Bluetooth enabled. To be honest, because of the portability of this saw, I opted for the dust bag that you can buy as an accessory. That's been absolutely brilliant. The collection from it is very, very good. But obviously if you're out and about and you don't have to worry about extraction, then you could actually just spew it out the back. But obviously if you're working it for customers, you want your job site to be tidy, and you don't want stuff everywhere in their property, then the bag makes a massive difference. Now a lot of people online have actually reviewed this product and not been overly happy with it because of the power, because obviously it's not designed to chop through anything above 2 inches thick. 55mm is its maximum depth of cut. You can obviously get a whole load of different ranges of all the Festool blades. I think I'm running the Panther blade in this, which for me is absolutely perfect. But to be honest, if you take your time with it and you don't overstress the saw, it's absolutely perfect. Yes, another option in the future, I'm sure Festool will develop, where they've got a TSC55 where that's a double battery, which is the guide rail saw, but I can't see that ever changing to this system, because obviously it would make it a lot more heavier, and the whole point of this is that you're supposed to have portability with it. The best thing about this is that the actual guide rail comes back off a mechanism, so you're constantly always set up to start work again. Basically, this has been a fantastic bit of kit. I'm going to do a little review on my nail guns next. But this, for me, in terms of, at the moment, you can take this piece of equipment out, You don't actually need to take the sustainer with you, because obviously it can just sit in that, so long as it's safe in the van, because you don't want to get this bent or damaged, because obviously this is an expensive bit of kit, and obviously it's your cutting surface. Obviously you can swap the splinter guard on them, as you can do with all of the Festool guardrails. But this just saves a lot of extra weight. As I said before, if you're taking a purpose-built cutting station with mitre saw out to site, and obviously you're humping it around in the van, obviously it's a lot more diesel, takes up a lot more space, but this just makes a massive difference, and it's just a great bit of kit. I've really enjoyed using it, and it's my go-to now, even just doing jobs within the house. It's portable, take it upstairs, downstairs, basement, wherever you're working, outside. And to be honest, it makes my chop saw a little bit more redundant. Obviously skating board work and stuff like that, not so much, and obviously bigger timbers, etc. But it's been a great bit of kit. So in this actual kit, there's a little clamp. I can't remember what I actually got in it. I know I definitely got the FSK guide rail, which is obviously different to the standard Festool guardrails, because obviously it has this mechanism and this release, so that it obviously constantly returns back. It's got like a spring, some kind of like a spring or elastic mechanism that brings it back in, and then obviously you can just take it off if you want to separate them down. So you've got portability. You can actually get an accessory for this, which is like a protective bag. But to be honest, if you're sensible enough and you've got decent racking in the van, you can obviously always keep this somewhere safe, because obviously it is a extruded piece of aluminium, and obviously you wouldn't want to get it damaged. Okay, that's the end of the review for this one. I'd appreciate any likes, comments, and if you could subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. I've got more Festool stuff coming up and some different types of reviews as well in the future. So I really appreciate your time. Thanks very much. Bye now.